Hello, folks. So, inkjet printers are notorious for drying out if you don't print with them often enough. Daughter just bought an inkjet printer again because the previous one dried out. Nothing I tried could get it to budge. So she bought another one, a more expensive one that is designed specifically for photo quality. She wants to make sure that it doesn't dry out and ruin the printer. She asked me, can you set up a way to print to that printer once a week in case I don't print often enough? My Linux brain thought, absolutely. All I have to do is set up a cron job on my Linux machine, the one that never ever gets turned off, to print once a week. Test page print would be great. She said, okay, make it so. Now I thought, yep. Now I have to learn how to do a cron job because I have no idea. And I've been using Linux since 1998. I have never made a bash script or a cron job. No idea how. Searching the interwebs with the goose, I couldn't find a detailed article, step by step, in detail, on how to do this. So, there is now a step by step in detail article on my website on exactly how to set up your printer, make a bash script, and tell crontab to do that on a schedule, to do that script. And I'm going to go over that really quick in this video. And a couple reasons for me doing this is it took me of parsing the searches that I was getting, the results I was getting. I could only get a piece here and a piece there and a piece there and a piece there and put it all together. It took me about 2.5 hours to set up my very first bash script crontab print job, which the very first time you ever do this, it shouldn't take more than 30 minutes. This is actually really easy once you know how to do it, or in this case, if you have a step-by-step in detail explanation of what to do. So we're going to go in this video, we're going to go through this, and I'm going to show you how to set up a printer to print from command line, put that command line in a bash script, edit crontab to tell that bash script to run, which is run that printer script, and how to set what time you want it to happen. I'm going to do all that in this video. And I'm going to follow my step-by-step in detail article that I wrote yesterday to, number one, make sure that I wrote it right and I've got a good step-by-step. Number two, show it to you in video detail, because they say a picture is worth 1,000 words and a video is worth 1,000 pictures. So, let's go. Okay, so let's fire up a terminal. And from this terminal, we're going to run this first command, lpstat-p. That gives you a list of your printers in command line form. The TR-8600 is the inkjet. The LaserJet, don't need it to do it, but the first time it runs, Monday morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, I'm at work. If I come home and I have a test print on my printer, I know it worked on hers too. So then I'll remove that one, but leave hers. So we're going to go ahead and continue on. So we have our list now, just like this. The next thing we need to do is we need to find test print, which is right here. That's the file that I'm using to do a test print. It's part of cups. As long as you have that, it should be in the same place. And the way to find out real quick is just dir/user/share/cups/data. That'll give you a listing of what's in that directory, and mine is right here. So as long as you have test print, it might be testprint.ps, because that's how I was finding a lot of the information said testprint.ps. Mine is not. Mine is just testprint. So we're going to go on. Now we need to print that test print in a command line. And this is it right here. I'm going to take this line, copy, back to terminal, and I'm going to paste. But instead of the 207, because I know you're more than likely you're going to have to change your printer, I'm going to change the printer on here to the 209DW, the last one. Just use your arrow key to go back there at the beginning. Clear that out. You have to do the entire naming convention just like it is on your LP-STAT-P. So capital H, capital P underscore, capital laser, capital jet underscore, capital M, 209 DW underscore F64, capital C, 50. Not very handy. So there is another way. I could just take this and copy, and then once I cleared that other one out, I can paste. So that is also another option. Just make sure that after the naming convention you have a space, and then you have your test print location. So we're going to go ahead and hit enter. There it is. Successful test print. Awesome. Now, let's create a bash file, a bash script, with that exact same command line. So in my case, on KDE Plasma, I'm just going to go straight to my home folder. I already have a scripts folder. You can put it anywhere you want to. Doesn't have to say scripts in the folder name. Just my recommendation is that you don't put a space in it, because when you're doing command line stuff, anything that you're command line typing for with a space in it becomes more difficult, a little more challenging. You got to do a backslash and then your space. It can get a little ugly. So name your folder something. I have scripts. I have run. This is where daughters is. Scripts. This is where we're going to put it. I'm going to put it, create a folder called scripts, and then put it in there. And then right click, create new text file or empty file. Doesn't matter which one you pick. And you just want it to end in a .sh. So I'm going to select empty file. And I'm going to type it show script.sh. Simple as that. Now come back over here. Actually, let's go back to here. We're going to scroll on down my successful test page and create a folder called scripts and create a file with ending in .sh. You want this is all you need in that file, but with your specific printer, as long as that command line print worked. So I'm actually going to copy this. I'm going to go back to show script. I'm going to right click, open with Kate. I'm going to right click and paste. Now I need to go back to the terminal. I need to get this particular printer model again, because that's not the one that I have. Well, I do have it, but you're going to have to change this again. So I'm going to select that and copy. We'll go in here and highlight all that and hit Control V or paste, and it'll just replace what I just highlighted. Outstanding. Should be good to go. Make sure it has, I forget the name of that. The pound, the exclamation point, space, bin bash. There's a word for that and I can't remember that. Anyway, I'm going to hit save. close that out. Now we need to test this. And you can see that I have a terminal in the folder. This is Dolphin. Dolphin's awesome. If you don't, you can do it straight from terminal. Just make sure you go into that home script. So, I should be able to go into scripts from here. CD scripts. Yep, awesome. So dir, I should have 2 files, which I do. And show script is the one we just created. We're going to test that. So I'm not going to do it here. I'm actually going to do it here, because this is why I run a terminal in my folder, in my file browser. If you want to run a terminal in your file browser, it is view, show panels, terminal. Check that. Check that box right there. That's in Dolphin. I don't know if any of the other ones have that option. You now have to make it executable. And there's a couple ways to do that. You can chmod file name.sh. So you can do that in terminal right here. I can do that in terminal, or KDE Plasma. I can just right click, hit properties, go to permissions, allow executing as a program. Now we can test it. So /show script.sh. There it is. My bash script works. Okay, so from here, now that we know the script works, from here you have a choice to make. There's an easier way to make it print weekly, but you don't have any control over that when that happens. Versus the cron tab is when you have complete control over when that happens. So instead of moving that bash script file that we made, instead of moving it to the etc/cron.weekly, I am going to copy it. And that's actually really easy, as long as we know where it's going. So you can see this little picture I have here. I don't know if I can make it any bigger. A little bigger. So /etc/cron. When you type that out, it will autofill the rest of them. Daily, hourly, weekly, monthly. If you want that to print any of those, you put that in that folder instead. You just don't have any control over when that happens. So I'm going to copy that file over to cron.weekly. And let's go from there. So here's my file, showscript.sh. I'm just going to copy it. You have to use sudo because you don't have user privileges to do anything in that etc folder. So sudo cp for copy, showscript.sh, the file we want to copy, and then the location we want to copy it to, which is etc/cron.weekly. Hit enter, put in your password. Now we should have that show script in .sh. So let's see if we have that. We're going to do sudo dir /etc/cron.weekly. And there's our show script.sh in the cron.weekly. If that's good enough and you don't care when that happens, you're done. That's it. You're done. But if that's not what you want, I'm going to show you how to do the next part. I'm going to delete that show script.sh from cron.weekly. Right from here, I'm going to do sudo rm for remove /etc/cron.weekly /show script.sh, and boom, it's done. If I push the up arrow twice, I get back to the dir that showed us it was there. Hit enter, it shows us that it is not there now. So just that easy. I am going to now show you how to do the cron edit, or the cron tab edit, to make that file print. we need to know the location of the file, which is in home/scripts/showscript.sh. That's all we need to know. Go back to the main terminal. We'll go ahead and make this a little bigger. We are going to do cron tab space -e for edit. Now, this is Vim. So Vim's a little bit of a, you kind of have to know what you're doing a little bit to edit in here, because right now I can't edit anything unless I push a button, which that just did. The easiest thing to do is push I for insert. Now you're in edit mode just like I am here. I'm going to go down to another line, hit enter. I'm going to pound. That's a pound, just tells the cron tab to ignore this line. I'm going to enter again. I'm going to pound again, and I'm going to say print once a week to laser printer. Just that one right behind me. You can see from this that I already have a cron tab for the inkjet printer. I'm going to hit enter again. Now, I'm going to show you this image. This image right here. I made this specifically for this article. You can copy, paste, save, share this image all you want to. I am not going to claim any rights to it. I did make it myself for that purpose, because you never know who's going to complain about you sharing their image without permission. So I'm speaking into the microphone saying you have permission to do whatever you want to do with this image. I'm good with it. I'm going to open a new tab. It shouldn't, okay, it didn't make it any bigger, but there it is. So the very first placeholder is for minutes. The next one is hour. The next one is day of the month. The next one is the number in the year of the month. The next one is day of the week. To explain that is, if you want it to happen at a 0 o'clock hour, at the top of the hour, you'll put 00 right here in the minute section. If you want it to happen at 6 o'clock in the morning, you're going to put 6 in this hour position. If you want it to happen only on one certain day of a month, you're going to put that one certain day of the month right here, such as the 15th. If you want it to happen every 15th day of a month, you're going to put that right here. And then in this next one is the month. If you only want it to happen on 1 month out of the year, like August, you're going to put 8 right here. No, 8 right here. That will give you, that will do your cron tab. Your cron job will only happen in August. And then day of the week, 0 is Sunday, so keep that in mind. 0 through 6, 6 is Saturday. If you want it to happen on Monday, then you're going to put a 1 right here. If you leave star, it will account for any of the matching ones. So to happen on every Monday of the year at 6 o'clock in the morning, you'll put 00 for minutes. You put 6 for the hour, 6 a.m. You'll leave this at a star so that it's every month or every day of the month. You'll leave this a star for every month of the year, and you'll put a 1 right here so that it only does it on Monday of every month of every day, no matter what the day is. It'll do it on every Monday. So that's where we're at. So in our cron tab, now I'm going to put 00 for the hour, 6 for the hour, which is 6 a.m., star for all, and 1 for Monday morning. And then come out here. I have to specify the path of my script that I want to run, which is /home/buzz/scripts, and then it's going to be /showscript.sh. Now, as far as I know, I should be able to copy this part, go back to the terminal, right click and paste. So that gives me that part. And then all I have to do is finish out show scripts, show script dot sh. Follow that up with a greater than sign, a space, and then greater than sign, and then another space, / dev / null. What that does is any output that comes out of this script, instead of trying to print it or email it to you, which cronjobs can email output to you. Instead of doing any of that, any output is going to go into dev null, which is nowhere, which is a black void that just basically gets rid of it completely. And that's all you got. So we're actually done. This part is done. We've set up our time. We've told it to run that script, and we've told it to ignore any output. Now we have to figure out how to get out of Vim. So you'll push escape to get out of insert mode. I'm going to push shift and my semicolon colon button for colon. And if you can see right down here at the bottom, now I have a colon showing. And I'm going to type W for write, which is the very old syntax for save, write to disk, and then Q for quit. It's going to write and then it's going to quit. Now I'm done. You can check what you have in crontab by typing crontab -L for list. And there's my list in crontab. That's it. I'm now done. I've showed you 2 ways to get a weekly print in the folder, which you don't have much control over when it happens, or with a cron tab, and you have complete control over when that happens. So now, on Monday morning, this printer and the other printer are both going to print a test page. But that's it. That's it. Roughly about a 20-minute video to show you how to do something that took me 2 to 2.5 hours to parse together the information I was finding to get it to work. So there it is. I'll put the article that I wrote for this article right here. I will link that in the show description. And other than that, we're done. As always, thank you so much for watching.